What's up, punters? How are you? Hope you're having a good day. I'm a little bit recovered now after the Spockwas race at the weekend, which was my last video. Go and have a look at it up there. And I've come out to Powerhouse Plunge, which is a trail on the BC bike race on the Squamish stage. In fact, it's going to be one of the final trails of the day. And I've just hooked up with an up-and-coming YouTuber, Jesse Melamed.
Hello.
Of course, he's not just the up-and-coming YouTuber, Enduro World Series winning, and you've also done the BC bike race before.
I have.
So he's going to have some pretty useful information for me during the race.
I've also raced this trail in the tested metal for, I don't know, close to 10 years probably.
So can't wait to see every amazing line and then do it exactly the same as you. Let's have a look at some of these first corners. Right, Jesse, we're at the beginning of the trail.
Powerhouse Plunge in Squamish. Kind of just done a soft climb, I think. Pretty smooth up into this point, and then we're coming into some classic jank. It's a good time to remember, like, riding efficiently is a huge thing. You're not trying to rush this trail. You're on an XC bike, you're not going to be pinning the descents like normal on your Enduro bike. So it's just kind of looking ahead, really trying to pick a smooth line and not trying to brake and pedal everywhere. If you are going slower but carrying momentum, you're probably going faster and braking and pedaling everywhere because you'll just have more energy at the end of the day.
That's true. And that's definitely one of my classic habits, I would say. So the trail starts just up there, and then you're greeted with this kind of really open, weird, rocky thing, and it's not actually obvious where the trail goes, is it, I think?
Not at all. All you see is a really hard right hand at the end. And so immediately what you should be thinking is, okay, I want to widen this corner out, but you obviously see just boulders littered in there. It's not the worst thing to go up and over one of those though. Like I was saying, if you don't brake, you can just hop up and over that boulder with the moss on it. And this is all, I'm saying this as improvising. It's about being efficient. Rather than braking and trying to avoid something like this, it looks like an obstacle, just know that you can ride over it.
I guess we should practice going over the...
we should, because we actually didn't ride it like that the first time, and now that I see it, we'll do it that way.
Okay, show me how it's done.
Okay. People normally avoid rocks because they're obstacles. These ones, even though they're in your way, they're easy to roll over. We have full suspension bikes, they work. It's easier to kind of flow over them rather than braking, going around them to find the smooth track. That was classic me.
You brake.
Was that the problem?
I think so. You went over the first rock fine, hopped over this one really nice, and then you came here and you just saw the stump and you braked instead of just trying to go around the corner.
Try again.
Again.
So focused on just being like, just roll.
That's the thing, but once you start kind of doing that more, it just becomes natural. If you mess up a line in the race, you don't think about it. You just kind of keep going through. Momentum's your friend, so just keep going. If you do that the entire race, you'll be great.
Just gonna save energy.
Yeah.
Go on to this next 10.
Jesse, time for my arch nemesis. A straight line into a jank. 90-degree turn.
Another one. Like I said, there's a lot. Tough day to finish 7 days on.
This is going to be the hardest trail, maybe, of the whole race?
Maybe. It's hard to say, actually. Like, when I did it, I mean, I was blown away every day. There's just amazing trails, and they're all really fun. I remember a lot of steep, rocky things and hard routes.
So what should I be thinking? I've come around the corner, I'm looking straight down the barrel of this.
You see a straight line, let yourself carry speed, but don't just charge. Don't be like, okay, sweet, I have speed, go fast, because obviously you can see there's a log in your way, so you're gonna be turning. Brake as late as you can, and then if you're not seeing what's on the exit, start braking.
I need to be told, like, you should brake here. But this is something I've never been able to uncover from anyone.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, when do I brake and when do I let off? It's always just like, just don't do it in the corner.
Be feathering the brakes, see if I can see around this corner, and as soon as I don't see what's happening, slam on the brakes, because I'm like, okay, I don't know what's around that corner, I don't know how slow I have to be going. So if you're riding blind, it's slow so that you can get around the corner, and if you lose speed in there, you lose speed, but at least you're not gonna just tumble off into the forest because you tried to brake as late as you could. It looks like you can just turn around the corner, so we'll go and check that out. Basically what I said back there is as soon as I can see the corner kind of opens up, I'm not braking as much. From back there, it looked like the log was here, and you're gonna be turning this way. But now I can see when I was here, okay, it goes a little bit more around, so I'm not braking as much, but then I see these rocks, you're coming, braking here because you know you have dirt to brake on. Now that I can see around the corner and that it's smooth, let off the brakes, carry your speed through it, and then keep going.
So this is it. It's the moment you can see the exit, that's when you go.
And that's something that they kind of always say is, yeah, you don't brake in the corners, but you brake to the corner, and as soon as you can kind of carry your speed out of the corner, you let yourself carry your speed out of the corner.
Okay.
Race car driving. Brake in, corner, and then power out.
Let's see if we can do this for you.
Yeah.
As slow as possible and really like go brake, brake, less brake. See if we can break it down.
Let's do it. Not braking, braking slowly, braking hard, not braking.
What's braking slowly?
So that was more like when I was saying feather in the brakes, because I was coming into this section, I couldn't see exactly what was happening, so I was anticipating I was gonna have to stop because I said that there was a corner, so I was just slowly braking.
Can we even visualize it on?
Yeah.
I know this is over the top. I know this is over the top.
It's good, good practice for me too. Coming into the section, not braking at all. As soon as I see that there's a corner, I start to kind of apply pressure so that I guess my fingers are flexed maybe. And then about here is when it starts to slowly grab. So that's braking slowly. Braked hard. And then as soon as I said not braking, I could see that the corner actually opened up, let off the brakes, and then carried speed out of it. Down, braking softly, braking hard. Let it off. So I've never actually consciously thought how I'm braking. I'm always just like, and it looked really good to me just watching you go. It was you braking softly, you braked hard, and then you went over the rocks, which you made it look like nothing, let it go, and you carried tons of speed out that you messed up the next section.
You might have a revelation.
And braking light, braking off. Looks like he railed that corner at the bottom, so that was sweet. How was that?
It just needs to take practice now. Even just vocalizing what I'm doing made me let off the brakes better than I think I ever have.
Yeah, and it looked to me like you railed this corner. So if you can do that for most of the trail, you're not ever really losing time. You're not gaining time by charging each section, but you're not losing time by charging and failing.
That was a good one.
Hours, maybe days into filming here, and I'm pretty hungry. I was gonna pull out the Cliff Bar because that's kind of quickest
sponsor's dream. Yeah. Sponsor's dream.
Well, there's more.
Oh, what?
Racing.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
It's much quicker sugars and less having to digest, I guess.
We should say that this is not in any way sponsored by Cliff Bar.
Right,
you just happen to be sponsored.
I just happen to, and this is actually what I eat.
I actually eat a lot of these. Not that one, that's new, I think.
This one is good. Back to the point. It's a long week, and you want to make sure, even before you get to this point, mid-ride, you want to be pre-eating. So even the week leading up to it, like they call it carb loading. I don't want to see you come in fat, but you you need to have stores to pull from.
Okay.
And for me, I learned overeating every meal that they gave us. Luckily, BCBR does amazing catered meals with tons of options and great food, so it wasn't really hard to keep eating because it was delicious. Right away when they sounded this stupid chicken thing, I'd get up, get out of my tent when it was available, like just walk straight to breakfast, be the first one there. That's usually 6 a.m. and then racing starts at 8 or 9, so you had time to digest. The race starts, so I would have a bowl of oatmeal and granola and then an omelet and then whatever else. Like
that's crazy. Maybe
3 breakfasts. You want to make sure you're never running out of fuel for 7 days. So you have to just kind of always overeat so you're not running out, because these races, about having fun. You're not having fun if you're bonking. I think I would have a gel before I started, and then I would have 1 each feed zone, so 2 feed zones, so 3 a day, and then almost 2 packs of shot blocks. 3 of these is 25 grams of carbs, and then you have a carbohydrate drink or electrolyte drink, and you're hitting about 90 grams of carbs per hour, which is what they recommend. If you do too much sugar or salt, you're actually pulling water out of your muscles, so lots of fluid intake, especially how hot it is. Eating is important. Overeat. Try to enjoy the eating, but I was not by the end of the week. And you brake hard, and then just round the outside.
So what Jesse just made look incredibly simple is actually, in person, very, very, very difficult.
Step down, jank, corner, which is perfect.
No, actually, it's not good.
It's got these rocks here, it's got this little nub here, it's got these rocks on the outside, and the line that I did, which I thought would be perfect line, just around that nub, and then inside of these rocks, and then around here. It's actually, if you look at it like that, it's kind of a nice round corner. Carried speed out, didn't have to brake in the corner at all because I'd done all my braking before I got to it.
One thing I noticed was that you seem to be pressing quite hard on your front wheel.
Basically, I focused on the exit. Didn't think about here and the fact that you could fall off the edge of that little cliff. Putting my weight on my front tire, cornering around, and just sticking to like your guns of basic skills. What happened there?
I do that all the time. I think I actually clipped that, maybe one of the rock or that root.
The little nub root, I know, it's in the way there.
I almost try to cut inside to it, maybe. Then I get myself all kind of squared up.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. This one has actually a nice, kind of around that nub. And then you get here, and just inside those rocks there, and you come around, it's actually a long corner when you think about it, and trust that it's a long corner. That's good. See, you gave up. You went over wide there, which you scared by the log. But if you just kept it rolling, you would have rolled out of the corner fine with speed.
No, it was, my back wheel went over the roof.
Which is fine.
And it picked up.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you still would have been fine if you just carried speed out of the corner.
Yeah, good point.
Like an XC race or any race, you can't just stop and redo a section.
Because you're not hitting enough.
Maybe my bike's shorter. Maybe I'm just setting up a tiny bit wider closer to the wall. But so you back to hit the nub again, and that time you didn't give up. You kind of kept going and you carried speed around, which for this being a very technical corner is perfect. Yeah. You carried speed, you didn't kind of slam on your brakes, have to pedal too much. Didn't skid, it was smooth. So I think you could have let off the brakes a little bit early. You can hear he's still braking here, just in this part of the corner. And if you let off the brakes, I think you would have been safe to just kind of carry speed out. But otherwise, it was very smooth.
Here's a better line.
Yeah.
Just practice.
Yeah.
What is this?
No.
No.
This is ridiculous. This is on a cross-country race.
Day 7 again.
Day 7. Bum bum.
I think if you're smooth and consistent through the rocky line, you'll be fine. I was just saying to Paul that I was almost going race speed and he was kind of blown away because he thought I was going slow.
Yeah, you were better. I was on a camera bag and I could still see you. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
One of the other things I was going to say is pace yourself. It's a long day, it's a long week. You're not trying to win every descent. And it took me a few days until I realized that. Going fast, sure, but I was getting tired and I'd finished the descent, not really rested. The descents are a chance to kind of recover different muscles on your body. That's what I'm kind of getting at with all these efficiencies, like ride efficient, don't pedal and brake, just carry momentum. Once you get to the last quarter of the race or the day and the week, you can just start attacking more and having fun with it.
Okay, so let's walk this section to figure out some tactics for the race. When I roll down here, I would just like, oh, yeah, even with the camera bag on, like, you can get through that fine.
You'd see this line, which is smooth and it's nice dirt, which you'd kind of think you want to take. But then when you put your head up, you kind of see, oh no, the corner's down there and it's going left. If I just go straight through this, yeah, it looks kind of rough, but if you know your abilities, you can just kind of ride through it. It'll be a little bit rougher, but you'll be able to go straight, do it slower, and still come up faster.
Try and show me your actual race speed.
Actual race speed fatigued after 7 days.
But day 7. Day 7 race speed.
Day 7 race speed.
That was nice.
That was nice.
I particularly liked the little whoop.
But yeah, it was smooth and something I can replicate pretty much every time. And carried good speed out of that, and I didn't have to pedal too much to get up the hill, and I'm not that out of breath, so
nice.
It's good.
I'll give it a go, I guess.
I think that was faster than me.
I was just really like not trying.
Yeah, perfect.
You know what I mean? I was just like, was that okay?
Yeah, you don't want to try too hard. I think you actually hit the first descent a bit quick and you almost blew the corner at the bottom, but you kind of actually carried out really good speed, which is where I think you kind of had more speed than I did into the climb and made the climb better than I did.
I think that was luck. Gear. Gear is something you wanted to talk about. So my one concern about the front ring is spinning out. I personally have never spun out in this, but like in the BC bike races, a different situation.
You're generally not going down fire roads that fast, which is when you'd probably spin out. If you're spinning out on a flat fire road, good for you.
Yeah.
My philosophy, even for racing enduros, if I'm spinning out, you're almost as good off to just tuck.
Yeah.
Just kind of do that.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I can't remember back to that, but I was probably running a 34 front tooth at that time, 11 to 46 to set.
Yeah.
And that was, I think that was pretty good. Definitely a stiff gear for the climbing, but
you're a professional mountain biker. You literally trained for it.
And I don't, a 39, you shouldn't spin out. 30.
Oh, I was like, 39?
No, 30 front, 9 in the back. I think you should be fine.
Yeah.
Go out to a flat fire road and see if you can spin that out. Or a flat, like, descending fire road.
Wait, let's do that.
Okay. So Paul's going to be trying to test if he's sprinting out his 30 front tooth and 9 tooth rear cog. I personally don't think he's gonna get up to speed in this short amount of time, but he's gonna prove me wrong. Common bomb down this, it's pretty sweet. Oh, here he comes. Oh, he runs the corner. Hard on the gas. Oh, he's doing pretty well. Oh, he's going quick. Look at him go! Man. He was going really quick and still not really spinning out. Pretty sure he's gonna be very fine with that gear because he was hauling and you wouldn't want to be going much faster than that. I think he's gonna be fine because he was struggling to push that gear down there and going fast.
I think that 32 is going to be
Sick.
peachy. Jesse,
Yeah.
I have a question about cadence because I love to spin.
Yeah.
But is that what I should be doing?
These are long days, long week. Feel like a broken record, but I think in terms of mountain bikers, we have a lot of muscle because we have to muscle our bike around. We're going down. Generally, we have a lot more muscle than road bikers, and road bikers do high cadence. We kind of do lower cadence, but muscle endurance is a lot harder to kind of build. So even for me, like an enduro, I might have some muscle or strength endurance. And I'm sprinting every climb, but in cross country, you want to be spinning. So muscle endurance isn't as good as kind of your cardiovascular endurance system. So I think if you can spin up climbs, like this is kind of a short, pinchy one that maybe you can sprint up. But the thing is you don't know how long the climbs are in the race. If you get to a climb, just kind of, if you're always pacing yourself, you're generally not going to finish the race with too much energy. I was going to talk about following riders because that's kind of a big thing. You can kind of cheat almost by having someone else do the thing first and then doing it better. So if you see someone get to a climb that they can't see, they might be in the wrong gear and they have to muscle up it and they're gonna burn out a lot of energy doing that. You'll see that and then adjust, you'll shift earlier, get to a climb where you can spin up it, and then you're kind of just spinning up it casually and
then you just pass
to the
them.
top and you get past them, or not. I think it's really good to kind of keep that. If you find someone to follow, BC Bike Race is cool because there's so many good riders out there. And I find myself following a lot of guys because it's really cool riding with people. You find people in the pack by their 4th or 5th day that you're like, oh yeah, I've been around you before, like we're kind of similar speeds, and you ride with them and it's really cool. And again, you kind of follow them, watch them make mistakes, and it's a lot more energy efficient for you because you're not having to kind of read the trail as much. You're just watching them and then fix the mistakes that they make if they do.
Well, punters, that is it. Cheers, Jesse, for all your tips. Some key ones in there. In the comments, tell me which one was your favorite, but what were the 3 most important ones?
Nutrition, efficiency, momentum, and just kind of pushing through the day, the week. Just keep going, don't get flustered, have fun.
Nice. And don't forget to subscribe to Jesse's channel, which is now down here somewhere.
Down here.
Yeah,
I'll be
just
doing
there.
a lot of POVs.
Really fast.
Every
really
EWS,
fast.
I kind of talk through my stages and people think they're fast. I just try to go normal speed.
It's because you're 4th in the world. No, you're 3rd in the world.
Third in the world.
Okay, cheers, punters. See you next time.
Cheers.